The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Welcome. It is Monday, and I'm still fixing my makeup. I am in Los Angeles, California, and Andrew is in St. Louis. Noah is in Arizona. What's up, you guys?
We got the country covered.
Got
Covered, boy.
This is a special episode. We're starting out with Andrew and I together on this one because it's a special sponsored episode by HBO Max's new series, the Secret Sex Lives of College Girls, the Sex Lives of College Girls.
The Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yeah, well, they should keep it a secret. These girls are up to no good. No, the Sex Lives of College Girls. Okay, I gotta say, I wasn't even gonna talk about it at the top of the show because we don't, you just heard me do an ad for it, and now we're doing an episode all about college stories. And it's a special Fanthrax episode where we're just gonna listen to your college stories, but I do really like this show, and it's really quirky and fun, and has it's quick moving, good acting, and I'm kind of inspired by it sexually. Mm-hmm. Andrew, did you watch it?
I got the synopsis from Noah.
Oh my God!
I just had to be honest.
I mean that we keep it honest on here. What were you? Why couldn't you watch it? What did you watch instead?
Succession
for the past
and Curb.
Okay.
And I passed out watching Curb. I was, pretty tired. Long day of travel, and then I didn't.
Yeah, but it's 2:00 there. What did you do today?
I went to Whole Foods for us, and then I picked up your packages for you.
Okay.
I packed for Chicago because I have to help Brenna move, so I got to drive to Chicago and drive back. So I was doing things other than.
Did you just forget to watch
watching
it?
4 girls have sex in freshman year?
Did you forget to watch it, or did you just say I don't want to?
I didn't. I don't know exactly how.
Okay.
I wanted to watch it. I went to watch it in the living room real quick. And our troubleshoot.
You can't watch things real quick because that's the problem. I tried to watch it on 2 times fast forward because I waited till this morning to watch it, and we were supposed to watch it before this episode. No big deal, but I waited until I left myself an hour because I was gonna watch 2 episodes. I thought they were half hour. They're an hour long, which actually ends up being great because more is better. But then HBO Max took off the little fast forward thing. They used to, when I was watching F-Boy Island trying to cruise through, I was doing double time or at least 1.5. But they make you watch it in the same speed, which is better because this show does move fast, and it's almost 30 Rock level jokes of they're fast moving, and that's what I like about it. Noah, you watched it. Did you like it?
Yeah, I especially liked the plot twist at the end of episode 1.
That's what I was into too. Because I was writing Noah about it as I watched, and I was like, I might not get through the first episode. I'm on a time crunch, and she was like, wait till you get to the end. You'll be very invested. And I did not see that coming, and I feel like that's why I feel sexually empowered by this show that I thought was going to be I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to watch things about college girls because I get jealous because that seems such a fun time that I kind of missed out on because I was doing comedy and just kind of tapped out. And this is everyone will find some character to relate to in this as a girl or even a guy. It's fun. I'm excited about the show, and I'm in. I need to be forced to watch shows. This is a good thing for me. We should get more sponsored shows because I will get into more TV shows.
And I won't watch them at all.
Because now I'm in.
So it will be a nice
and
balance.
And Andrew will.
It'll be a great.
Thank you for getting my packages, though, Andrew. I appreciate it. Did anything fun come?
Actually, 6 things. I had to use a blue cart, so that took time.
I told you only had to get the 2. I only said the ones at the beginning.
It is funny that
the ones at the beginning are the ones I'm getting fees for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to decipher that because it's in it all is under one phone number. So it's
I know, but the ones at the beginning of the thing are. It's okay, but I appreciate. I mean, it's more than okay. You got them all, so thank you. But I was trying to make it as easy as possible for you. I'm thank you so much
I'm not,
for doing
but
that.
I think the show. You never got laid in your dorm, did you? Or did you ever even have any sexual experience?
I barely touched myself in my dorm.
Really? Oh,
I'm not
I
even
touched
joking
myself
you.
a
Like,
lot. One time, my friend and a girl were watching me masturbate. Through like, at one point, someone was drunk and we kicked like the metal part of the door so you could see through our door, and I was like jerking off to the one porn I owned, and they were watching. I think the whole time.
What was the porn you owned?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to think what it was. That's every guy had one porn.
Okay.
Construction workers?
Girls Gone Wild?
No, but I met the Girls Gone Wild guy in college.
The guy that went to prison?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see why
his
he
name?
did. Just
Yeah.
by the interaction. He had a bus and he was like going up to drunk college girls. That's what they would do. I mean, it was so fucked up. And he was like, hey, I don't even know
Joe
if they offered
Francis.
money.
Yes, Joe Francis.
Yeah. He ended up dating my buddy's ex-girlfriend. And yeah, I don't know.
God.
Anyways, but yeah. That guy.
He, yeah. Did you hang out with him? I bet you were like kind of trying to be friends with him. I mean, that guy was cool for a while because girls just like wanted to hook up with him, flash him. He got hot chicks because hot chicks wanted to be on camera.
Oh yeah, no, we're still besties. We definitely.
How did you run into him?
He just came into. There's a bar called The Boot in New Orleans at Tulane, where it's just like the biggest. It's the number 2 earning, or at least it was the number 2. Think about all the bars in New Orleans, and it was number 2 behind Pat O'Brien's of like money making. So it was just packed, and they just drive the bus up around like 1 a.m. to get these drunk college girls to do fucking shit on camera that they'll regret the rest of their life. Because I think they just paid them in like pizza, and they're like,
and they got drunk and then they signed a release, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was. I feel like I relate to these girls in this show because they're, especially the girl Bella, who is trying to get on the cool like Harvard Lampoon style paper, like the SNL writers all write on this one. It's like a fake college that they're all going to that's made up for the show, but it's like kind of like this prestigious college that has this really cool comedy newspaper that she's trying to get on, and it's like a boys club and it's all boy comedy writers, and they're like, we already have 2 girls on staff, sorry. So it's really interesting to see the politics of how she's going to try to get into the comedy world. Like at first they're like, you need to call the ACLU and like complain that they said that there was only 2 girls on the paper and like this is sexist. And then another girl is like, just be cool and try to be like one of the guys, like try to get them to like you, because if they do that, then they'll want you around. And it was just interesting techniques for how to get in. And then she ends up giving a bunch of hand jobs, which I also love because she did the same thing I did, which is like she is also is very inexperienced and is just like, I just want to like do weird things, and like she's like thrilled by giving 6 hand jobs. She doesn't
6?
feel like sad about it.
Okay, I'm gonna
6.
watch the show. Yep. I had no idea what I was missing.
Yeah, it's not like Girls where you're gonna see a lot of awkward sex and like nudity. It's more like you see guys kind of their faces when they orgasm, and her kind of like furiously, vigorously jerking. But it's a quick montage. It's not like these uncomfortable sex moments, but it's just really funny, and it has that 30 Rock. It's it's Mindy Kaling wrote it, so I'm guessing this girl Bella is based off of her trying to like navigate the comedy world. And Bella has a poster of Seth Meyers on her wall of like who she's in love with, and it just kind of then there's this other girl that's like really, she's poor, and so that she's also like, she slept with this guy who like abandons her right after she sleeps with it. Like, it's all so stuff I'm already talking about, and I wish girls would figure out sooner. So I'm kind of glad that this is out there for girls to see. And and there's a good plot twist at the end. I'm gonna keep going.
I haven't seen you this giddy about a show in a while. Like,
it's cute. Yeah. It's so cute. I want to be on it, but I don't want to be a parent because like all the people I know in it are playing parents.
Yeah.
It's like Rob Hubel and Nicole from Mad TV, and what's her name? Plays the senator. She's a
Sherry Shepherd.
Yeah, Sherry Shepherd is playing one of the girls' moms. So like all of those people are a little bit older than me, but like I don't know. I'd be like a soccer coach or something, which is a whole other thing. Then there's another
I
plot
like that
twist.
too.
Jesus Christ, Noah! Like I felt
That was so good.
I mean
that storyline.
Okay, so if you aren't sold on it now, I'm not even. I don't need to even do this. They didn't ask me to talk about the show like that much, but I just got done watching it, so I'm kind of into it. How's St. Louis, Andrew?
St. Louis is good. I mean, it's cold.
Yeah, we were just in San Diego and then
LA.
Los Angeles.
So you're like, oh yeah, okay, all right,
Yeah.
weather. Here you are. But I like it here. There's nothing really going on. I'm trying to think if anything has gone on here. I mean, I'm just here alone. So I go to Starbucks. Nothing weird happened there, and then I walk back. You know what I mean? Like that's why St. Louis is great, though. Or like it's like, oh, I didn't see anything that's going to scar my life for a week.
What did you see in LA that's going to scar your life? Besides my legs without spray tan.
That and Emil's chest hair. I mean, it was pretty intense. I was looking at Emil.
We had a good little time.
I was looking at Emil because we share a room by choice, actually. Everyone's like, how could you? I was like, yeah, no, we want to be in there together.
Yeah.
We're mad there's two beds.
Yeah, in San Diego. Because in LA, we had a house and we each had our own bedroom. But then in San Diego, you and Emil were in the same hotel room.
And I was looking over and it was like 7 a.m. and the sun is just coming through the window and it's like half on it. He looks so, I took a photo. I got to send it to you. He looks angelic, just sleeping, and he snores like I look, you know?
Yeah.
Like he snores. I look over and I'm like, is Emil like a fat guy in a skinny outfit or like a skinny body? I don't know. He snores like.
He's in a skinny suit.
He just, you know, it's pretty cool.
Yes.
But like, I do the same shit. Like we both think we're dying in the middle of the night, and but I just looked over and he was.
He probably has apnea.
I think he does, or he's starting to. He'll get there. But yeah, just I was just looking at the lighting of his face. He looked like a little like what Jesus I think would look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because he's Arabic or half Arabic and like or whatever. And he's just got his.
Where is his dad from?
His dad is from Lebanon, and
no, I was asking you just to see if you knew. I knew, but I'm glad you knew that.
Oh, and his mom is from the suburbs. So
yeah,
if anyone's gonna,
it was a fun time. Us three living together in that house, and then you guys shared a hotel room in San Diego. We had 2 shows in San Diego. Jason Mraz performed with us on the early show, which was such a treat because Anya is old friends with him. She used to open for him on the road, and he lives an hour away from San Diego, and so he I think asked Anya if he could get tickets, and then I was like, can he come backstage and hang out, and then can he actually perform with us? So got to like do a little comedy bit with Jason Mraz and sing with him, and he was so nice and so cool. Andrew?
I mean, I walked in and, you know, you're like, yeah, he's a big fan. And I was like trying to play it cool, but not play it cool. You know, like and right away I go, hey, you know, and I'm yours. When he's looking at the tongue in the mirror, what does that mean? And he's like, oh, whatever you want it to mean. And I was like, fuck, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm such a loser asking that question. What am I doing?
I have stared at my tongue in the mirror. And like, have you ever done the thing where you're like, your tongue looks like a little animal? Like it's like you can make it look like it's like peering around, like it's like scared. Like you can go like, like your tongue becomes, if you do it enough, if you look at your tongue in the mirror and move it around, and start to see it as like a little rodent in a hole that's like scared to come out and like and like starts like it has the twitchy movements of a little mole rat thing.
I do feel like the tongue. There's a thing on TikTok where people are touching the bottom of the tongue. I don't know if it makes you horny or whatever, but I feel like the tongue really makes, if you start touching your tongue, you're like, oh, we're animals. Like,
Well, it's just such a huge muscle that you can manipulate. And I didn't know, but you can teach your tongue how to do the 2, like, I can do the 1
that
and make it a taco. Oh, yeah, that one. But there's a technique that you
I
can
could roll
do,
my
the
tongue
double
too.
one. Really? Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Wait.
What are you laughing at?
Because I look like that goat from TikTok. Because I can't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to be able to do it. I don't know why I can't do it anymore.
Well, I'm still in Los Angeles.
Yeah, how's that?
And,
I mean, you
it's good.
yeah. I mean, you're at the hotel.
Yeah, I'm at a. Nothing to report here. I just filmed a lot yesterday for a thing and drove back from San Diego. Had someone drive me, which was super nice. I drove down there with Andrew drove us. I slept on the way down there on Saturday, and then yesterday, this show that I'm working on, they had a production assistant come and meet me at the hotel and then drive my car, and I just got to be in the back seat. Wow. And they were like, Nikki, we want you to get some sleep. And I was like, honestly, I just want to be on my phone. I haven't had any time to just scroll and be worthless. But you know what I did is I just got into trusting YouTube to suggest things for me and just letting it roll, because I think I left the room at one point when I was watching a video and it went to the next one and I was like, whoa, they kind of nailed it. And now I'm really into watching stories of disfigurement, or people that lose a bunch of limbs or become completely disfigured and their partner staying with them and the triumphs. And I just watched one that I really recommend, and it's the incredible story of Alex Lewis. Alex, Lewis. He's a guy that got this skin infection that caused him to lose all of his limbs except up to his elbow on one arm, and a stump on the other, and stumps for legs, and half of his face. And he has it's just an incredible story, and I really loved it. And then I watched something about the Michael Jackson docu. Oh, you know what is so good that everyone needs to watch before we get into your Fanthrax college stories? I can't recommend it enough. Tony Bennett is 95 and he has Alzheimer's. And he just performed his last concert ever at Radio City Music Hall with Lady Gaga. And he is he doesn't remember. He's had Alzheimer's for a couple of years now. So it's pretty much, it's taken hold, and it's a 60 minutes piece of Anderson Cooper following Tony Bennett on his final concert. And I promise you, maybe that doesn't sell you on it. It is a tearjerker. It is inspirational. It's beautiful. It's sad. It's so good. And it's my new thing that I'm recommending to everyone. So check out the Tony Bennett Lady Gaga thing. It's so good. He only remembers things when music comes on, and then he
That's
everything
wild.
comes back, and he can remember everything. And he's just such a showman at the age of 95. It's pretty incredible.
I wonder why that happened. Because with people with Tourette's can also when they're focused on something, singing or playing basketball
or a stutter.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild how the brain
goes
works
away.
like that.
Well, my foot pain goes away when I'm performing, and then the second I walk off stage, my feet are killing me. It's just the instant my foot steps off of the light, it's I rip off my shoes. But until then, I don't feel it at all, and I'm on stage for 2 hours. It's very bizarre. But they actually talk about why this, his doctor actually talks about why this is and the phenomenon of it. So it's a really fascinating piece, and it's 15 minutes long. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll get back with Fanthrax, your college stories. All right.
I just love
We're
that
back,
that's Noah's
and
fiance every time.
we're doing all college stories. I know, I love it too. Him just in the living room with a blanket over his head. But there wasn't any music behind it at the time.
Yeah,
it's
he's
just echoing
and
through
then
their
right from there, he's just
Arizona
like,
house.
"Hey Noah, you mind, grabbing the clicker for me? Thanks.
the clicker.
You mind just thanks. Thanks, Bridget."
This is a special episode of All Fanthrax, and it's going to be all of your college stories. We solicited, Andrew put out a video on our, Nikki Glaser Pod Instagram page and asked for your college stories. Good for you if you remember stuff from college. So let's get to it. Let's hear from you guys and hear some stories. Noah, you said they're really good, right?
Oh my gosh, they're so funny.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I
man.
can't wait. Okay, let's
So
get
funny.
started.
All right, let's start with Brian.
So here's my memory from college. I went to school for woodworking, so it ended up being an all-guys school, even though it wasn't an all-guys school. We had guys above us that were recording rap music all day, every day until 2, 3 in the morning, listening to the same hip-hop beat over and over and over again. Bunch of guys in the dorm got really pissed about it, so went to the janitor's closet and got some buckets, and for like 2 days pissed and shit in these buckets, and then one night compiled all the buckets into a trash can, leaned it against the guy's door, knocked on the door, and ran away. So when he opened the door, this entire trash can full of piss and shit flooded his dorm. I was right below him, so it came through his floor and my ceiling, and not only did I have to suffer through this hip-hop beat that was on loop, but all of my bedding and clothes and everything like that were covered in piss and shit. There was no washer and dryer on campus, so I had to bring it all home to Mom's house that weekend.
Or you could have thrown it away.
Fantastic.
Oh my God. I love a guy who doesn't waste sheets, even though they have waste on them. Wait a second. Hold on. Did this guy was he a part of shitting and pissing in the bucket? I kind of missed that.
It didn't sound like he was. He just yeah.
Seems just like the guys.
How just they should have. I mean, that is they could be charged for that. That's
For
a
being
biological. Yeah, they could.
I mean, that beat dropped through the floor into his bedding. Yeah.
I mean, that is so disgusting. I am horrified. I am speechless.
How horrible was that guy's music?
I'm gonna get some piss and shit on my door because of the sounds that just made me make at this hotel room I'm in. I cannot believe how disgusting that is. Kind of an interesting technique, a Home Alone type of contraption.
Yeah.
Homemade, but that is so disgusting. And also, just, man, that makes, the second I heard that, I go, the things that have happened in this world are it just opens up a world to me that I hadn't even considered of pranking people with buckets of piss and shit. And I'm like, that's probably a common thing.
Okay, but how many times do you think they went to the door and were like, hey, can you not play this at 2 a.m? We're trying to sleep. We're trying to study. We're trying to do keg stands. You're really fucking with us. It seems pretty selfish to blast music that no one wants to hear in a dorm. I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like maybe
I understand, but I know you probably might have done something like this in your college years, but I do not think the crime
fits the
fits the punishment at all here. That is so disgusting. And honestly, I bet it was I bet they were. No one is quiet in college. I bet he was doing something in response to them being loud too. But have you ever experienced that where someone just plays a song over and over besides me with Taylor Swift?
I mean,
but
those guys shitted on his dream for sure. Have I ever done? No, well, we did stuff in fraternity life where it's that kind of shit. But
I'm just trying to think of I remember one weekend when I was staying in Venice with my ex-boyfriend and we were in a major fight. It was breakup times, but I had no car, nowhere to go, and I had to stay at this place, and we were just stuck. It was July 4th, and we were stuck in this apartment together, the studio apartment, and we just weren't talking. It was the end, but there was nowhere for either of us to go. And I remember there was this party next door that kept blasting Kanye's song "Click."
Okay.
There's a lot of different artists on it. I think Jay-Z's on it. Maybe not Eminem. Anyway, it's a great song, and I ended up being so grateful that I got to know that song over that weekend because I just remember that was kind of the soundtrack to that weekend of just being stuck somewhere with someone that just hates you, and you both are breaking up, but no one said it yet, and it was the worst. It was the worst situation I've ever been in with a boyfriend. But Click was playing, and then I got really into that song.
Click,
as odd as that.
Click. That song.
Click.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's such a good song if you haven't checked it out. Yeah, but my relationship was a bunch of shit in a bucket that weekend. All right, let's get to the next Fanthrax.
Okay, here's one from Joanna.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. This is Joanna. I just saw Andrew's Insta story about college memories, and I was thinking, does anyone actually have any clear college memories? Just kidding. No, I actually didn't party that much in school. But what I was totally checked out by my 4th year. Like, I just wanted my diploma to get the hell out of there. And I had this project. It was really similar. And this is probably why this is top of mind for me. I was watching Scenes from a Marriage. In the very first episode, there's a college student interviewing an interfaith couple. And that's what I was meant to do for this project. I was like reaching out to people by email. I had my professor connect me with an interfaith couple, and no one would respond. I couldn't get anyone to sit down with me. It was around the holidays. I was trying to get this out the door. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to be using pseudonyms anyway, right? So I decided to make up a couple. And every quote in that paper was completely made up. I guess I'm way more creative than I ever thought possible because I got a pretty good grade on it. And it's something that simultaneously haunts me, but also makes me laugh every time I think about it. But anyway, thanks for putting on the pod every day. I love you guys. Hope to see you live sometime soon. I'm in New England, so maybe Connecticut. We'll see. All right. Bye.
Hope to see you too. Thank you for that. Yeah. That is, I like how she says it haunts her, but she's also like kind of proud because so much of college is this like, just under the gun. I have to get this thing done. I fucking am too depressed or too drunk or too hungover or too whatever to actually do it. And then you just, sometimes you cheat, sometimes you fib. That I like that she's probably of an honest person. So that's why it bugs her that she like had to lie. But also what an exercise in creating and writing fiction,
fan fiction,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
was she saying interfaith?
Interfaith.
What does that mean? Does that mean two different?
It means like two different faiths.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to hear her quotes. As a Jew, like I just find like it's like so like generic. Oh,
she just writes amen at the end of everything the wife says. She's like, I don't know what Catholics actually do. That is, I
relate to that so much.
Couples.
Of like just cheating, essentially.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know that was your MO.
Oh, I mean, that's all I did. Yeah, I got a paper, a 20-page term paper. My buddy sent it to me from his college, and I just changed the name on top, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I had to change like 7 words, and I definitely should have changed more. And I got like a B-, and I was like mad at my buddy for like not being smarter.
That is wild. Like, why didn't we do that more of just like
cheat?
I guess sometimes the assignments were so specific, or just like trade papers across state lines. Like, oh, I wrote this paper about Chaucer for. There's got to be, but I guess.
I mean, I'm almost happy we didn't. I
couldn't do it.
The internet, like, we still had to like go through books. Like now with the internet, I don't see how you could not plagiarize or just. Google.
No, because now they can catch you because I think that so much is uploaded electronically that it would probably scan every paper that's on this database for any kind of repeat sentences or word structures, and then they would be able to bust you. If I bet there's some kind of with technology you could cheat easier, but you could also get caught easier.
Yeah, I mean, I
did a paper once. I did a paper once for physics. It was quantum physics. I don't know why I picked that.
My God.
I pretty much plagiarized. I mean, like, I definitely did not understand it by the end. And when I got my paper back, I got a big red F on it. And on the last page, my professor was like, "Do you even understand what you wrote?"
Wow. At least you didn't getting caught plagiarizing. Like, at least he just thought you were stupid as opposed to a cheater, because I think that is like the most humiliating thing, is being caught lying. And it's just like such a lie. I would feel, I never cheated in that way of stealing someone else's paper, thank God. But like I would feel, oh God. Did you ever feel like a lot of guilt, Andrew?
I think underneath it all, I might have wanted to get caught to just be able to start over and maybe get help. I think that might have been the underlying reason of like, because I wasn't going to class. I was very depressed. I had horrible anxiety. I couldn't sit in the classroom without having a panic attack, but I didn't really know what it was, so I just cheated. And I thought,
right.
Okay. Like, so like, I really didn't feel like I had a choice but to cheat to get by. Like, so I didn't really feel guilty about it for some reason.
Is it weird that I trust you less because I know that you cheated so easily? That like, and I feel like would you still do that? Have
I changed?
Would you go back and apologize? Yeah, have you changed? It makes me go, God, I don't know what if he would cheat? Or just, I feel like you could lie easier than I thought before.
Yeah, this is all.
I feel like you're more honest with it
yeah.
with lies now, because I feel like I don't think I've caught you in a lie, and I feel like either you're really good at it or you just don't do it now.
I mean, no, I think I have changed tremendously from that moment.
Yeah.
I think so much of the cheating was just caused by not being able to be productive without it. So it's like now I don't see how, I picked a profession that works for me. And so I don't have to cheat. I could that was the whole reason why I loved comedy and doing stand-up, because I performed it and you couldn't cheat, or I couldn't copy someone else, or you get called out for copying jokes. But that's why I loved it so much. I didn't rely on anyone else except for myself on stage. And that's why.
Yeah, but I don't mean like cheating in comedy. I mean like cheating. Just what cheating is a micro. It's a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Do you try not to lie?
I
mean, like, because I feel like I try not to, but it's just sometimes you just want to give people what they fucking want, and it's easier to just be like, I loved it, or whatever the fuck it is.
I think what happens is I wouldn't lie or feel that way if I felt like the reaction from the other.
Well, that's why everyone lies, Andrew.
No, I know. I'm just telling you though. That's
to avoid the reaction. And
Well,
I know
just
you're
told you
saying
the
that to be
truth
like,
there.
I lie to you because I'm scared of you. But the thing is, we've gotten into this before. What's so bad about a no? Or like what you don't want to hear? I think you're scared of what you don't want to hear, which is scary, but it's but the person that person's entitled to tell you what they feel. You know what I mean? And I have to remember that too sometimes, of like, if I tell someone what they want to hear or what they don't want to hear, and I know what they want to hear, but I just don't think they look good in that outfit, and I know they don't have anything else, but I can't be like, you look great. So I go, it's okay. And then they go, and then they're mad. And yeah, then they're entitled to be mad just as I am entitled to not like them in the outfit.
And I'm
right?
entitled to react to them being mad by like
lying.
Not lying, by not even like if that person, I don't know exactly how to explain it. All I'm saying is that like the reaction, yeah, that person's entitled to whatever fucking reaction they want. But if I think it's not a nice reaction or like not considerate, then I'm not even, I don't know. So it's like,
yeah, I'm just saying it's not a good excuse to lie, to be like, it's because I just didn't want the reaction. I mean, that's why everyone lies.
I guess, but
So,
I don't know. But I think there's like white lies, and then I don't know. I feel like there's times where people can lie, where the reaction is so harsh that like the lie is almost okay for me. If it's a white lie, if it's like
it justifies it.
Yeah,
yes,
because
it's just not worth the other end. I've done that before too, where it's like this person's gonna be mad at me for 3 days, and I can either just like not be dishonest and a little. That's not gonna
because then
really
all the
affect anything.
How you're saying it is like then like the lie is so fucking bad, but the reaction is like, well, that's people's reaction. You know what I mean? So then it's like,
well, I'm just saying I don't like to lie, not because of the other person, but for myself. Because when I lie, it's like betraying who I am. If someone goes, "Did you like my movie?" and I'm like, "Yeah," it's like that is a self-betrayal that compounds over time and makes me less happy. I feel it's not about like,
yeah, but I think sometimes
we're off on a tangent.
Yeah, but I do feel like though then the lie, you telling that person the truth
worse.
in that moment, and it's going to hurt them.
Can make your life worse.
That could be selfish on your part because you can't deal with you're lying, so you're going to tell them the truth, which is actually going to maybe hurt them, even though it's subjective.
I'm serious. Pick up that book, Lying by Sam Harris, that's on the shelf, and they have an argument for why you should never lie, and it's just ironclad. There's just no excuse to ever lie unless there's like one example where he says it's okay to lie.
What example is that?
It's if you're, a small child runs to your house because someone's chasing them to murder them, and the murderer comes to your house and says, "Is the child in your house right now?" And you actually don't have to lie. You can say, "I don't want to answer that." You don't even have to lie then. But that's the only time is if you're like protecting someone's life and like there's violence. There's something immediately in front of you that's like a violent act that if you lie, it's going to preserve your life. That's the only time. But really, you can just say, I don't want to answer that. I don't have to answer that. Or you can just shut the door. That's not a lie. All right, moving on.
All right, let's talk about our favorite topic, drinking.
Yay!
Here's Ali.
Hey, besties. I saw in the story that you want stories from college. So here is my
College.
submission.
I like her voice.
So I used to be captain of the cheerleading team. No big deal. Just kidding. It's so fucking cool. And so we were a competitive cheerleading team in college, and we had a competition coming up. That was kind of like our like big like end of year thing that we've been working towards all year. And we had kind of told our coaches or agreed to just like not drink for the month, and like we were going to hunker down and take care of our bodies and like just really be ready for this competition and do well. So like the week before we leave for this competition, it's this one girl's birthday, and we're all kind of like, okay, well, like we're going to have a party for her. So we just like all decide that we're just not going to tell anybody. Like we're not going to tell the coaches. We're not going to like post anything on like Facebook, because I think it was like Facebook at the time with like 60 photos per album type shit. So we are like, okay, we're just going to be secretive and go have fun and then go to this competition. So when cheerleaders drink, they start to stunt, and stunting when you're drinking is like super fucking dangerous. And long story short, a guy
flips.
ended up putting his head through a glass kitchen table and was concussed and couldn't compete. So we got caught. Thanks, besties. Love you.
Oh, damn. Oh, I mean, yeah, cheerleaders getting drunk, they're going to try some things that they should be doing. It's like that's stunting as drinking while don't stunt while drunk.
It is so wild to have that in your back pocket
SUI.
when you're drinking. Like, it's so scary to know that like at any moment a guy can flip you 3 times and then like catch you by grabbing your vagina. Like, who wouldn't want to do that when you're drunk? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's the first thing you'd want to do, and especially if you've been practicing it a ton and you nailed it at practice earlier that day, and you finally got this move that you've been working so hard on. You just have this false confidence, and by the way, that is false. Like, people always go like, "I get liquid courage." It's dumb. You're dumber. You're not actually courageous. You're stupider. Courage is actually, going past the fear. That's real courage. When you're drunk and you think it's courage, it's because the things telling you not to do that you should usually overcome in order to do something are just not there because you're dumb. So that's a big dismantling of that people always go, but it's liquid courage. Like, I gotta have if you need to get drunk to do something, you shouldn't be doing it.
Also, I think like if there weren't, when I played football in high school, they made a sign, you're not going to drink during season for, 2 months or whatever. They made you like, So then the first thing you want to do as a high school kid is go drink, because you're like, fuck the patriarchy or whatever. So like that coach being like, I want you on your best behavior. They're like, you're a college kid. You're going to go, okay, I'm going to go stunt through a glass table. It's like,
what's his name? The coach for the Chicago Bulls back in the day. What was his name?
Oh, Phil Jackson. When he let Rodman
with
go
Dennis
to Vegas.
Rodman. He just goes, go, because I'm gonna trust you to do what's right, and I'm not your keeper, and that's coaches. Putting those limits, sometimes it makes you want to do the opposite, for sure. Okay, yes. And alcohol can stunt your growth and stunt your stunts. Let's get to the next one.
All right, one more about being drunk.
Okay.
From Tay.
Hi
Okay,
guys.
Tay.
Okay.
My name is Taylor. Love the podcast.
Taylor's voice.
Currently in the bathroom at work, so I can send this. But
Oh my God, yes.
this is really embarrassing. But when I was a freshman, one time I was so drunk. I don't drink anymore, FYI. But one time I was so drunk.
I love
I had to pee so bad, and the bathroom lines are insanely long at this bar because it was like the main college bar. So I had found a cup on the dance floor, and I was on like this surface standing up. But anyways, I grabbed the cup, stuck it up my skirt, and I peed in the cup. And then my friend was like, okay, throw it away. And so I grabbed the cup and threw it, threw a cup full of my pee onto the dance floor, like into the middle of people.
Oh my God, being
So
drunk is
yeah,
so
now I don't drink.
funny.
Okay, bye.
I mean, like,
What was that last part? Now I don't drink.
okay, bye. Now I don't drink. Yeah. I mean, the idea that you pee in a cup, you get this, you get it done, you get it all in the cup, and then you go and you throw it on the dance floor. That's a drunk move there of like just not doing the logical thing, which is like you just did this amazing feat, which is peeing in a cup in a public place. You have a skirt on, like the line is long. You just avoided this thing. Like, good job. Like maybe that's the kind of liquid courage you needed to get that liquid into that cup, and then to toss it in. That's where the drunk person comes in of like just throw it away. But like, I mean, the people that had piss on their shoes that night that didn't realize it until, I mean, college is so disgusting.
Oh my God.
And you know what?
Someone definitely did the Running Man and slipped, and not to
Tay,
mention
I
whoever
would have done
lived
that
underneath
too.
that floor got it all over their
Yeah.
bedding.
Well, I did shit like that all the time of just like doing this like just a knee jerk thing that was just the worst thing you could do. Like, there's probably a trash can right next to her, and she just decides to go toss it in.
My buddy would pee at the bar.
floor.
Like we'd be ordering drinks, and he'd be like, "Hey, hit me on the shoulder." I look down, and he's just pissing on the bar.
No. I can't believe alcohol is a thing that people.
No, this
partake
was
in.
at Starbucks.
I mean, it just. The barista bar.
Yeah, the barista bar. No, yeah, it's just wild.
It's just
And then I
every-
look down, his dick's out,
thing
he's
you do.
peeing. I'm drunk, and I'm like, ah. Like there's no thought like someone's gonna have to clean this. There's none of
No,
that. Like
there's no thoughts of others. The girls, like people who clean up after college dorms or like parties after college kids were in a bar. It's just those people really deserve our respect because, yeah, they're just disgusting. Like the whole thing of if you miss the trash can with a paper towel, always pick it up. If there's little streamers of toilet paper when you're trying to get it out of the thing and you're on the floor, someone has to pick that up. Pick it up.
that's what
It's just good
Curb,
karma.
the latest Curb was all about. That
Really?
there was a girl like a dentist who was dating his friend dropped something on the ground, like a pirate booty, just dropped a chip,
Yeah.
and Larry David saw her not pick it up. And so he went back to his friend. He goes, "She left the chip. She left it for someone else to pick up. Not a good person to date." And like that was like the whole,
Yes,
yeah, that was like the
yes.
whole like idea of the.
It's
of the-
100% true. If you are someone if you're an adult and you haven't reached a place where, you know, occasionally you slip and you just get selfish and you drop something. But like, I really have made it a superstition of mine that if you leave any trash on the floor for someone else to pick up at any point, bad things will happen to you. That trash is going to amount to bad things coming back to you. And so now it's almost like an OCD obsession of mine. Like even the tiniest little piece of toilet paper, I have to pick it up because I'm like, someone will either have to sweep it into a thing and pick it up. There's going to be human effort going into picking that up. That is not fair because I did it. Even though that's their job or whatever. Let's get to the next one.
Okay, let's do one about a mispronunciation from Kat.
Oh, a college mispronunciation.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. So I just saw
God,
the
good
Instagram
voices
story
today.
about leaving a memory from college, and I wanted to share a good one. I'm still in college, but this is from my freshman year, and this is when I know I should have dropped out of college. I had a bio lab report due, and I said Spanish leaves instead of spinach leaves 20 times throughout the lab report. And I saw the red lines, like the squiggles coming up under Spanish leaves, and I was like, that's weird. Like, why do they want Spanish or spinach leaves to be capitalized? But even then, my stupid self made the connection that Spanish leaves was not what I was supposed to be writing. Anyways, love the podcast. Thanks for all you guys do.
Shredded let and Spanish leaves. That's
Wait,
what I'm
she
going to
thought
order at Subway today.
She thought
A salad
Spanish.
with I want extra Spanish leaves.
She thought spinach was Spanish. Like
you just, I think you look at that word and it is kind of the same.
yeah, the
letters.
C could be an S in some words, right? Like conscious.
I love
No,
that. I
not
love our
conscious.
little listeners. They're so cute. Conscious really bugs. That one I always get worried about before I say it. Like it's conscious and
Conscience.
conscience. And also granite and granite. I also get those confused. Granted and granite. And then I also get there's another one that really gets me all the time. What I was looking at my notes the other day and my friend was taking notes on my set. And he typed in molestation, but it auto-corrected to mole station, which I think is a hilarious new way to say that you were a victim of molestation. And then maybe you can find and I was just talking about your tongue being a little mole. So molestation is so funny if you if you had a bunch of moles and you made like a little like train station for them and called it mole station. Yeah, so that's just a fun way to look at that word. What was another? Oh yeah, remember when I had those bad thoughts and I was thinking I want to kill myself. That was the thought I kept having, and then I was like, wait, change it so it means something else. I want to kill on stage myself. I want to kill and then it was you can change it.
Or like you could just change it to like
better.
suicide. Like like
Suey. Side note.
It's like when we drove by Carlsbad and it was Carlsbad. like just like taking
Carlsbad. That made me laugh so hard on the way to San Diego. Andrew was like, "What's Carlsbad?" Carlsbad. That made me giggle a lot.
Yeah, I was happy because you were like half
Oh my
asleep.
god. San Diego always makes me think of eating a waffle on a beach. It's a Sandy Eggo. Lego my ego.
Wow.
Yeah. I always picture someone eating a waffle on the beach whenever I hear San Diego.
That's a good one.
Yeah. These are fun.
Yeah, mole station.
Can
I'm
I
just
just say,
picturing like different moles you put on your face. Like you get a nice little I'm gonna
Like
go with the
someone's, like-
Crawford.
or I just picture moles with little suitcases waiting at a train station.
Oh, that's way
And like
cuter.
hugging each other and like saying goodbye.
That's like
And like one running after the
Kinda
train
like,
being like, I'll miss you. And the girl is like, yes, that looks like, yes. That guy makes it so much cuter than, old men
work
touching
was
young
tough
boys.
today.
Oh my God, I met a bestie yesterday.
Oh.
I was in my lobby of my hotel with Carlisle. It was Carlisle's birthday yesterday, so I was with her and her boyfriend, and we were having a nightcap. And this girl came up, and I forget her name, Gabrielle, I think it was. And she was like, "Hi, I'm just listening to your podcast. I'm a big fan." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was right in the middle of being like, "And these fucking molesters, they are sneaky cunts." Like I was talking about molestation, and I go,
Molesters.
"Oh my God!" I was talking about sexual predators and child abuse, and she was like, pretty on brand for you. She was like, I really appreciate those talks you do. So I was like screaming about molestation in a lobby, and I got approached by a fan. Our fans are so great.
The best.
By the way, not only am I deeply soothed by Taylor's voice and who was our last caller? It was 3 in a row.
The girl in the bathroom.
The last one was Kat.
Kat, and then who was before Taylor?
Okay, it was Ali.
Ali, Taylor, and Kat, y'all got really soothing voices, and I wouldn't mind if you made me a voice memo and sent it to my DMs. That's just like a ASMR of you just like talking about your day in a very calm, slow voice, because I just almost went to sleep listening to your voices. I am deeply soothed by women's voices, and the other day, the guy that I'm seeing, Chris, he was like, I think I figured out why you love Taylor Swift so much. Because he heard this TikTok that she did about fall, and like it's about pumpkin lattes and leaves, and like her voice was so soothing, and I think you just love a voice like that feels like almost maternal and like just calm and soothing, and so I think he's onto something because Taylor's voice is just a dream. I want to go to the final thought. We'll get to one more Fanthrax, but I do, for all our Swifties, thank you so much for allowing me to go off the other day on Red. I'm not done going off about everything. I just got into, I'm taking my time, all too well 10-minute version, got it down, obsessed. I've spent hours listening to that over and over. Sang it with Andrew. Andrew almost knows all the new verses. It's incredible how much he's picked up of that. Appreciate that, Andrew. I Bet You Think About Me is my favorite, maybe one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs of all time. That is off the Red new album. It's from the Vault. It's so good, and I've talked about it already. But and the music video for it that Blake Lively directed is incredible. I watched it last night for the first time. Haven't had really time to dig into it. Here's an interesting thing. So for Swifties out there, or for just anyone interested, Taylor Swift just she did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony that filmed a little under a month ago in Cleveland, and there was footage from it taken from people in the audience, but it aired on Saturday night, and so we have the official video of it. And I was watching it, and there's this moment at the beginning where, and I put it on my Instagram, and the camera comes up behind her. And she's singing, what Carole King song does she sing? Fuck, it can't come to mind right now. But it's a classic. You would know it if you heard it. And the camera comes up behind her, and then she sees it, and she turns, and she just shoots it this glance that is so hot and sexy. And like, I want you to know, if you watch that, or do you feel things? Because I do. Anyway, so I know the director of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show is Joel Gallen. He directed all the roasts, and I've gone to his house to watch the roasts before, and we become like texting buddies because I was obsessed with this Prince video of Prince at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's playing While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and he does this incredible guitar solo that's one of the best ever. And I found out Joel Gallen directed it, so I was texting him about it. So he knows I'm a big music fan and love these performances, and he invited me to his house on Saturday to watch a screening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. Unfortunately, I was in San Diego, but I was like, I can't wait to watch Taylor's performance. So I watched it last night, and I saw this moment, and I was really interested to know, did she ask them to do that? Like, when she performs, does she have the camera come, and like, how does that happen? Does she just sense it? Do they tell her they're going to come there and then she knows? What do you guys think? When there's a shot where the camera comes from behind, and then all of a sudden it's right here, like
I feel
half
like
a foot from her face, and then she looks at it the last second and nails this last line.
I think she is talented enough to get that feeling and do it on her own. I feel like she is a perfectionist enough where it's actually timed.
Agreed. So I asked him, and I said, was that a you thing? And you told her that it was going to be there? Did she want it there? And he goes, she just sensed that a camera was there. They went through a run through, with like where the cameras were going to be. He didn't even tell her about that camera. That wasn't really a planned shot. He goes, she's that good. She just sensed the camera. I mean, go watch it and see what this girl was capable. It looked like a choreographed thing. And honestly, I was bummed out that was the answer, because it was just so good. I wanted it to be. Actually, I was actually happy for that answer, because it means that maybe I could do that someday, because I'm never going to be someone who's going to go through shot by shot backstage with someone. That ain't ever going to be me. But if it's an instinctual thing that you learn from doing it enough, maybe that could be me someday.
Well, maybe
so I just thought that was
for
interesting.
your special, you have I know Louis did it on one of his specials where he had a camera guy actually on stage. And maybe you can, like, maybe not your whole special, but like one of your bits, you could kind of connect with the audience that way.
It's a good idea. I might send them that example of that shot, because it was just so beautiful, and I just want to do it. Okay, let's get to the last one.
All right. This one's from Justine.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. It's Justine in Michigan. So you needed voicemails about memories from college. Well, I immediately think of this time I was hooking up with this guy. It was my sophomore year of college, and we're in his basement, and he started to go down on me, and all of a sudden he stops, and he puts his hand like up to his mouth, back and forth, and then like looks at his hand, back up to his mouth, looks at his hand, and the lights are off. I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, I'll be right back. And he leaves the room. I look down, and there's blood all over me. Obviously, I'm mortified. I think, oh my God, I started my period. I need to die right here and now in this moment. Fuck. Yeah. And he comes back from the bathroom and said how embarrassed he was that he got a nosebleed. And I was so relieved. Thank God. It was still really embarrassing and awkward, and obviously we stopped hooking up, and it was just weird. But that is the memory I think of in college, is just really shitty sexual encounters. Love you guys.
Yes.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God, dude. You know, if you start your period, you can't be at fault for that. That's, you know, if you're on your period and you don't tell someone before, or you drunk and you forgot, I would even excuse that. But like, no shame in starting your period if it had been blood. But as a freshman in college, or as a sophomore in college, devastating if that was the case. And thank God he had a bloody nose. And I love that it went from you being embarrassed to him feeling, I mean, getting a nosebleed when you're a boy, I feel like it's just a thing that is, it's almost like the period for boys, because you guys get boners, of course, but like getting nosebleeds just means you're a dork. It means you're like,
it's always
dorky. It's like, what does it mean, dorks? I think it's cool, kind of.
Well, I
but
just
it's always
like the
I
idea.
don't know what's happening. It's bleed. Like, it's always a dork thing, but why?
Every movie, it's always like, I know you mean. But
My mom told me I shouldn't wear these pants, or like, it's always just like the altitude in this gymnasium. Why?
I love
Why
the
can't it be
idea
a
of
cool
him
thing?
being like, no, I'll still eat your pussy. And he's just like, oh, boy.
Oh my God, I nosebleeds are hilarious, and they
You
are
have
so
nosebleeds
vulnerable.
more than, like,
Well, because
I haven't had one in so long.
Pick my nose, and I have long fingernails, and
Oh.
it will just, or I'll like be rubbing my nose, and it'll just it'll nick it.
Just
And
one
Jason
capillary.
Mraz this weekend just told us a story backstage that right before he came to the show, he was washing his face, and he had long nails on his picking finger for guitar, and it just, when he was washing his face, one finger just went up his nose and scratched it, and he was gushing blood down his face. And I was like, oh, that happens to me, but I'm actually picking my nose. And also, when I used to have a nose ring in college, constantly hitting it and it bleeding all the time. So it's just very sensitive tissue in there. And then you put sensitive tissue inside it to clog it up.
I wonder if that guy somewhere tells that story and he's like, oh, God, I can't believe I bleeded on her pussy. Like, I wonder if he's like,
I bet he's like, I thought it was a nosebleed, but it ended up being her period. I bet he switches it to be like, it wasn't my nosebleed, dog. And it's like a different podcast. He's calling it Delia's podcast with that story now. And they're like, fuck that bitch with the bloody pussy. Oh my God. Okay, well, thank you so much for this special episode. We have another episode out for you. It will be out on Thanksgiving. Wednesday. And just in time for you to listen on Thanksgiving. Maybe you save it for that. It's going to be our live episode from Cancun, which,
Oh my God. So funny.
Okay, good. It's so funny, you guys. I was there and I had so much
funny.
fun, so I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much to every bestie that came to a show this weekend in Los Angeles and San Diego. I love meeting you. I can't say it enough. We're instantly friends. We both feel it whenever we meet, and I'm in Denver this weekend. I hope to see you guys there for shows. I'm taping my HBO special, which was announced last week.
Fuck yeah.
And there'll be 2 shows on Saturday night in Denver. And then the following week, we'll be in Portland and San Francisco. I'll also be coming to Calgary. Andrew won't be on that one, but I'll be in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, coming up on December 13th. And also, we are going to be in
San Fran.
We're also going to be in Pittsburgh, too.
Oh.
Pittsburgh and I believe Connecticut in December as well. So go to nikkiglaser.com/tour for tickets, and can't wait to see you out there. Appreciate you all so much. More and more of you coming to shows. It's been so cool to see since we started this tour July 30th. And when I said the Nikki Glaser Podcast, how many woos there were then to now, it's like most of the audience. And that's just... It's just the best feeling in the world. We love you guys. And we'll get through this week of just 2 episodes, but don't worry. We're not like phasing out. I know it might feel like that, but that's not what's happening. It's just a busy time in the holidays, but we'll stay with you. Don't worry. And you stay with us. So don't be and Jack and Jill. Someone gave me Jack and Jill, by the way, a bestie. Did I forget who? Thank you for that, by the way.